Hi, we're going to use some cones again to make another Christmas craft, a wreath. So what we're going to use is some of the larch cones that I picked. Okay, you can use any cones for this, but today I'm going to use larch. You could use the macrocarpa, and you could add a bit of colour to them beforehand or afterwards if you want. You could use Sitka spruce, or you could go for a really bigger wreath and use some of the big pine cones or the small ones. I have some small ones here as well, whatever you can gather from the garden. But today I'm going to use these dinky little larch cones. I think they're gorgeous. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole through each cone. So I've got a block of wood here and quite a narrow drill bit. The drill bit is going to be slightly bigger than the wire I'm going to use to thread it onto. Okay, so this is the wire. It comes from a roll of wire like this that you can get in hardware shops. Now it's not as thin as floristry wire, but it's not as thick as fencing wire, but it is a kind of a steel wire, but I was able to cut it. So I've just taken a bit and I've tied off one end like that so that the cones don't fall through. And what we're going to be doing is putting a hole in the cone and threading them onto this piece of wire. So how you put the hole in the cone is, with the drill, a bit that's slightly bigger than the wire, okay, to make a slightly bigger hole. So you just hold your cone firmly down and drill through it. That makes a hole, and you can simply just thread that onto your wire like that. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. I'm going to do a few more. I've coupled on here already, so I'll thread that one on, and I think I'll do one more, and then I'm going to add something else. So just drill down through that, and it's easy to thread on then. So what I'm going to add to this little wreath is a bead. I got some beads in the craft shop, so that can just go on. And we'll add some more cones, some more beads, and I'll be back to you then. So I've gone on and I've added 6 more cones and a bead in between. So I might add some other bits and pieces, but I think I'll just complete sort of a structure first, and then we can have a look at what else we can add. So I just threaded on a few more, and now we can just decide that it's going to be a small little wreath like this. You know, it could be put down on the table and a candle put into it or something like that, or hung on the door or onto the tree, whatever you like. But that's the principle of how you do it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut the wire there now, because that'll be enough. I won't need any more than that. And I will pop it in there into the little loop that I made, and make another loop here to tie it off. Okay, so I'm just looping that there around like that. Okay, so that ties it off, and then you can shape it yourself. You can put whatever shape you like on it. Let me see, it's a little off, isn't it? You can pull it around, and this, if there's a tail left like that, you can make a little you can bend it over, and that can be used as a hanger if you want to hang it. Okay, now, so yeah, that's the basic structure. So you can add anything you like to that. You can add you could add little bells. Okay, They could be just a piece of wire could be put on those, and so that can be tied anywhere onto the wreath. There's these other little floristry accessories, or of course you could add some real berries from the garden, holly or the little wild apples or cotoneaster or anything you can find really. But that's your basic structure of how to make a pine cone wreath. If you want to add some berries, this is what you do. You add a bit of floristry wire and you can just tie it onto your wreath with that. So this is available in a lot of garden centres and floristry supply shops. It's lovely, flexible and easy to work with. So I've picked some of the little apples from the flowering malus in my garden, but I've left them on the stem in a bunch. So what I'm going to do is just wrap the wire around the stem, nice and neatly, like that, and then leave a piece like that so that we can wrap that in and attach it to the wreath. This is one I made as well with pine cones. And dried orange slices, and these are just little slices of wood, silver birch, and I used a wood burning iron to put a pattern on it, and drilled holes then and threaded them on, and the orange slices as well. So that's a bigger one. I hope you can see the scale of that with my hand there.